Dee 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 dee. Keto living is the life for me. Coffee, cooking, and recipes. Spending my days with my doggies. So be a sport. Set your alarm for Wednesdays for the Warden's Report. Welcome to the Warden Report. My name is, I'm the Warden, and I just give you what I eat for the week, what's going on, and whatever I decide to rant about, right? So if you're new here, definitely hit that thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. You just follow along in my journey, and you know, we also put out lots of yummy recipes, and sometimes I'll even have you cook along with me. So just whatever basically tickles my fancy, as they say. So today I've been fasting, and it's like at 65 hours. And so I decided to break my fast, and I'm going to first break my fast. I've got my cup here with the naughty word, and it kind of snuck in on last week's. But so it's just a cup of coffee, and I've got 6 tablespoons of heavy cream that I frothed up, and then I top with just my homemade pumpkin spice. There's no sweetener. I find when I break my fast, I don't want anything sweet when I break the fast, and I want to really hit home on the fats when I'm doing it. Apparently everything I've been listening to, then the fats help you kind of keep at that autophagy stage, which that's really what I'm trying to go for. Is I feel like prior to like last week, I really had not fasted in over 2 years. I mean, I still did some intermittent fasting a lot of times where it was, you know, and it just comes easy after you've been keto. I've been keto for 4 years, that you just kind of naturally intermittent fast a lot. But I do feel like these longer fasts are helping me. I definitely feel like so much better. And I'm going to upfront with y'all, if you're like, oh, I'll never do fasting, right? Because like Heath will never fast. He's just like, I guess you should never say never, but he's pretty opposed to it because he's just like, no, I need it. So, and to each their own. You do what works for you. We have all these different tools as I look at it, right? Tools for our health, right? So instead of us using tools like pills, powders, and potions, our tools are more like naturally or self tools, right? So what we do out of ourself, and that kind of like one person I was listening today about fasting, he's in India, and I didn't catch his name, but anyways, he was talking, he was like, look, you know, your body is naturally meant to be healthy, and your body is not meant to just have food in it at all times. And he was like, you know, things that if you want health, you don't reach from the outside. It actually comes from you on the inside to get yourself healthy. To be a healthy person is from the inside. So outside potions and pills, powders, doctors giving you this or that, that's not what's going to make you healthy. You have to make the machine actually work efficiently. And he was saying, so really to efficiently work, you need to naturally fast. Now, he was saying you need to go at least 8 hours between a meal, preferably longer. He said he only does OMAD, and sometimes it's every other day. Like he'll just eat like at 4:30 and might not eat for a couple more days, because he's like, I don't have to have food in my stomach, and your body only repairs itself when it's not busy digesting. I was like, oh, that's kind of everybody's take, right? But I did kind of like that, like, okay, yeah, it's like healing myself. I have to use the tools that are within myself. So for me, the tools that I have to help get healthy are what food am I ingesting? I control that. I decide what I'm going to put in my body, right? So I either put stuff in that's going to promote healthiness, or I digest stuff that maybe is going to cause unhealthiness, right? That's the decision we have to make when we're going to eat something, is like, okay, how is this going to benefit me, or is this going to be a detriment to me? And kind of go from there. So I just thought that was interesting. And then the other tool I'm using is fasting. And, you know, I was a little hesitant at first because, you know, I hadn't done it in so long. And the last time I did such a long fast, I really did mess up my hormones for quite a while. And I think what happened, like looking back, of course, I can't remember 2+ years ago, but looking back, I did a 6-day long fast, and it might have been maybe at the wrong point of my cycle, because listening to Dr. Mindy Pels, is she's like, you know, if you're a woman, like, there's certain times in your cycle you should be fasting and certain times you should not be. And I was like, oh, maybe that's what happened, is maybe I just did it at the wrong point. Of course, there's no way for me to really know, because I don't like track my cycle. So I don't know 2 years ago where I was at in my cycle, or if it was, you know, if that's what happened. But maybe that is what happened. So we're going to see. So far, everything is going well. I'm feeling well. And of course, I'm not doing a 5, 6, 7 day fast. I'm just trying to keep it under 3 days. I haven't quite got to 3-day fast yet. Maybe that's something I'll try in the future. Right now, I'm just trying to keep it between like 2 days to 2.5 days, I guess. So again, feeling good. Definitely have the energy. Like, I'm not showing any of the signs of like when you should break your fast, right? And checking my blood sugar periodically. It's not gone like too low by any means, which to me says, oh, probably been having stuff that maybe didn't keep my blood sugar where it should be. So, you know, like, we know, a lot of us, if you eat Chalk Zero, that, you know, kind of spikes your blood sugar. So I'm thinking maybe some of the keto treats, like, my body is still like, oh, is it sugar? We're going to pretend it's sugar, because we think it might be sugar. And so it might just be storing, you know, glucose in my liver, because it's like, well, we think it's sugar. So that could be it. Yeah, who knows? So that's what I'm doing right now. So today is Friday, so I definitely don't want to fast on Fridays, because we've got the Friday night feast. So if you are new here, every Friday night, I say every, but there will be a couple coming up we won't be, but most Friday nights we do go live 6:30 Central, and we just do a live cooking, and I'm excited about tonight's live, and just excited about, you know, what's going on. So, let me have a sip here. Oh, that's so good. One thing I have noticed too, when I fast, is like the coffee tastes even better. If you've followed along on the Warden Report, I usually have like a fatty coffee. So I haven't been having fatty coffees. And I was kind of like concerned, like, oh, am I still going to enjoy my coffee? I mean, it is coffee. Of course I will. But yeah, I did. Like, I still, like, it tastes even better now. And the first 24 hours is always, I feel, the hardest. After I get through the 24-hour mark, then it's pretty much smooth sailing. I mean, sometimes I do have where I'm like, ooh, I think I'm hungry. But I think it's because, you know, I'm watching all this food, and my body's like, oh, look, you're looking at food. Why don't you have some? And then also, like, making Heath's food or watching him eat. And I'm like, oh, my God, that looks good. Because I do enjoy food. I actually do. But anyways, so, and that kind of brings me to one point. You know, we're all in different, I guess you would say, Facebook groups, right? And one of them I'm in is by, that's Sam. One of them I'm in is by Dana Spencer. I think it's called Zeroing In on Health. And she was talking about a celebrity that recently passed away, and people were like, oh my gosh, she was so skinny and fit. He worked out all the time. How, like, oh my gosh. And she was like, you know, because actually when you're overweight, that's kind of like you're the lucky one that when you're eating bad foods that your body puts on weight, because that's a visual notification to you. Oh, I'm not eating very healthy. This is what my body's doing, right? Or there, you know, it's some kind of representation when you gain weight that something's going on. I need to figure out what it is, whether it's stress or it's food, you know, something like that. It's kind of like, oh, light bulb goes off. Let me see what's going on. Whereas a lot of times when people are, I would say normal weight, right? When people look normal, skinny, however you want to phrase it, then a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're fine. Or the person's even like, oh, I don't need to go to the doctor in case something starts to hurt. Like, I'm okay. And even sometimes when they go to the doctor, the doctors don't even check everything because they look at the person and go, oh, I don't need to check all that stuff. You look healthy. Like, why would I need to do that, right? Because you're skinny, so therefore you're healthy. And sometimes people will be like, yeah, if they're skinny, they're a healthy person. Because I gain weight, therefore I'm the one that's not, you know, metabolically fit. And it's like, but isn't, because just because you are skinny does not mean you are healthy. There are plenty of people, and I've known, sadly, several people in my life that no one would have guessed that they would have passed away because, hey, they exercised regularly. Always have trouble with that word. And they ate in moderation. Like, a few of them I know, like, they didn't go out and gorge themselves. They weren't eating, you know, packaged foods all the time. Like, a couple of them were actually, they thought they were taking healthy measures. Like, they were like, well, instead of getting this, I'm going to get this because that's healthier for me. That's what everybody says. That's healthy. And they looked great, right? No, they're skinny. They're not putting on weight. They exercise. Like, they think they're doing everything right according to, you know, what a lot of modern streams tell you. But then they ended up passing away unexpectedly because doctors, you know, they go into the doctor maybe even for their checkup and they're like, oh, how's it going? Oh, I'm feeling fine. Yeah, I exercise. Yeah, I'm getting my fruits and veggies in. Oh, okay. And the doctor's like, oh, I don't need to check anything then because they're doing everything I told them to do, right? And they're not gaining weight, so they must be right on par because that's what people want to use as a marker is weight. And if you've been in the keto community any length of time, weight is not a marker of whether someone is healthy or not. What the scale says does not determine what you are metabolically. All it tells you is where your weight's at. It's up to you then to determine if you are actually eating what is good for your body and doing what's good for your body. So unfortunately, like the couple of people I knew, sadly, they passed away. One of them was like my age now. And everybody was shocked because they were like, oh my gosh, like he was in baseball. He worked out all the time. He was always so health conscious. Like, how did that happen? And then another gentleman, like I know him, we all thought he was like the healthiest person in the world. And sadly, he passed away. And I've known some other, you know, friends and family, the same thing. Like you think, oh, well, they're healthy. Like they look thin and everything and they take care of themselves. That just shows you that eating diets that are high in those inflammatory oils, that are heavy sugars and all the different types of sugars, corn syrup and everything else that people put into things, and having all those heavy things like that we know are inflammatory just because you don't gain weight doesn't make you healthy. So eating all that stuff and say, well, look, yeah, I went and I ate, all this crap, right? Like I knew I was eating, whatever. I went to a fast food restaurant and I got the fries that were fried in canola oil, and I got the fried chicken sandwich that was then had some kind of sauce on it, and then the bread, and then all this stuff, right? And they're like, oh, but I didn't gain any weight, and now I'll just go back on keto, so it's okay, because I didn't gain any weight, and I'm doing fine. And it's like, well, just because you didn't gain weight didn't mean that you did not have an adverse reaction to your body. Because not everybody's reaction is, when you eat inflammatories, oh, I'm going to put on weight. Some people's reaction is, oh, well, we're going to put this in another area that doesn't cause weight gain, but actually puts that bad fat around your organs. And, basically causes a ticking time bomb. So, all this to say, I guess, I'm kind of ranting right again, is don't always assume that if somebody is thin, that they're metabolically fit, that they're a healthy person. Like if you're kind of like, maybe you have a spouse or a partner or your children, and you're like, well, I mean, look, they're not gaining weight, so it's okay that they have Cheerios every day for breakfast, or it's okay that, they have all the fast food, or, well, I'm just going to buy them all this junk food because it's worth it. Just keep in mind, yeah, maybe they're not gaining weight, but what is it contributing to their health in the long run? Friday. Thank y'all for listening to my little rant. I hope I didn't upset anyone, but just my thoughts. Always share your thoughts. I am very open to opposing ideas. Like, I like to hear everybody's input, what their thoughts are. I'm always open to that. Please don't ever feel like I'm like, it's the warden's way or it's no way. I mean, he thinks that, but we'll let him continue to think that, y'all. But everybody else, look, I love to hear y'all's input. I mean, it's helped me a lot. I found other channels, other thoughts, other things that I have explored because of y'all's input. So thank you for that. For my, I guess you would say my actual lunch, this is my first half of my lunch. So Mindy says, break your fast, having like high probiotic foods and like pickled foods. I'm planning on getting some kimchi and kefir this weekend to help with future fast. But for right now, I've got 5 ounces of my Fage 5% yogurt. And I did sprinkle in, this is my favorite salt to use. And this is Redmond's smoked salt. This is the hickory. I think that's what it said, yeah. So I love doing that. To me, just plain yogurt with that is amazing. And then I've got some garlic stuffed olives. Heath got those for me yesterday at Aldi, so thank you, Heath. And then I found in my fridge, y'all, I have some pickled okra. Who else loves pickled okra? And I was like, oh my gosh, like how long have they been there? Oh, well, it's pickled. It should last forever, right? And then, of course, I've got some guacamole. It's not guac, it's smashed avocado that I am having as well. And I'll sprinkle more salt on this. But that's the first half, and then I should be having some sausage and ham, but I'll show you when that's here. And here is the rest of my lunch. So I've got a little bit of ham here. We baked a ham, I think it was Tuesday I baked it. Anyways, I baked a ham one day, and we still have plenty of leftovers. I'm saying, what a deal for $6. We've gotten a lot of meals off of it. Heath actually took some today and made it into like a chef's salad. I just kind of cut a couple slices, lightly cooked it up. And then, of course, I've got my Purnells. I've got 3 of those. And then what's kind of hard to see underneath, but it's 4 tablespoons of mayo. This is a little bowl, y'all. I mean, you can see, look how small it is. This is a small fork, too. But it's 4 tablespoons of mayo, a little bit of that Love Chamoy, some flat iron seasoning, and then I poured the rest of the sausage grease over it as well. And this will finish up my lunch until dinner. And let's see, it's already about 2:15 today. So, gonna have a pretty short feasting window as well. Happy Saturday, y'all. This day's gone crazy fast. I hope y'all watched the Friday night feast. We made shrimp tacos that were amazing. Like, they were so good, y'all. And today, I totally forgot to record my lunch. Like, true story. What I made, because we've been recording all day, so what I made was some popcorn chicken and a mustard barbecue sauce. It was so good. So you'll just have to take my word for it and watch that popcorn chicken video. So that's been released, and then you can see what I ate. And then it is now dinner time, even though it's pretty late. It's almost 9.
Is it really?
Yeah, but that's what happens when you record. So I'm going to show you what I'm having. What I've got here is a salmon patty. A whole bunch of our Hey Yo sauce, which we have a recipe video on that. A little bit of lettuce. A couple hush puppies. How did those I mean, look how well they turned out, y'all. We'll be releasing that video soon. And then also, I have some kimchi. So, you know, Dr. Mindy Pelz has been talking about, oh, you know, eat kimchi and stuff. So, here's the kimchi I've got. It says wild brine, Korean style. I got it on sale at, see, a probiotic. I got it on sale at Sprouts, y'all. So, here is the nutrition. So, it is 2 carbs for 2 tablespoons. There's the ingredients. So, super clean. And I also gave Heath a little bit so he could try as well. Right here, honey. So I'm going to let him try a bit first. Okay. I think you tell me what he thinks.
Pretty good.
Yeah?
I've never had that before.
Oh, wow.
I was kind of curious.
Yeah, me too. All right. Let me see. Here, can you take this and record me? Ooh, there's his hand. Okay. Are you recording me?
I don't know. I can't see anything because I'm not looking at the screen.
Well, you do have to turn the camera around.
Okay.
All right. Am I on camera?
Yeah.
So here's the kimchi. I put it on here because I thought it would go well with the salmon.
Ah. I want to get a close-up of the kimchi.
Okay.
But it's not focusing. There it
Probably
goes.
not.
It's really good. It's kind of spicy, too. That'll work, huh?
Yeah, I am really surprised because I thought, I don't know, I've had kimchi before because we've gone to a Korean restaurant and had it, and when I remember it, I was just like, I mean, it was okay, but I wouldn't eat it. But this is kind of like, it's got that sour, but yet kind of bitter and acidic. I mean, it's like everything, but it's got a good flavor, and it is the spicy. This is the spicy kimchi. Yeah, I like it. It is good. It is refreshing. Like, I don't know why.
It's kind of like a weird coleslaw, but it's good.
Right, it is. It's kind of like this, it's a different flavor that I wasn't expecting. Like, when I eat other stuff that's, like, fermented, like, sauerkraut's different. And,
I ain't mad about it.
no, I'm not mad about it. It is good. I like it. Thumbs up. Try some kimchi. Welcome, and today is Tuesday. I have to think, all the days just go together, right? But anyways, I'm about to break my fast. I think I'm at 60 hours. I'll check. I haven't quite done a 72-hour fast. And this weekend I'll be, if you kind of follow Mindy Pelz, I'm trying to semi-do it. But anyways, so coming this weekend, I'll be in the stage where she's like, don't do long fast. So, maybe eventually I'll do a 72-hour fast, but right now, just kind of doing, you know, like 36 to 60 hours, just whatever feels right. And, So what I'm going to break my fast with, another one of her tips or whatever, is this. I know you're like, wait, that's a measuring cup, Shelly. It's the Ketochow measuring cup. I'm gonna break it with this kefir. So I know it's a little more carbier, than a lot of this, but she does suggest using like, kefir or yogurt or something to break your fast. And this is unsweetened raw kefir. I got the Kahona brand, and what I did is I mixed in a little bit of turmeric. I have this turmeric blend that does have turmeric and black pepper, and I think like cardamom or something else in it. So I blended that in with it because she does suggest eating ginger and turmeric, which I am pretty good at eating ginger, but I honestly don't get a lot of turmeric in my daily spice. So here we go. And yeah, so what I did, I put it in here to measure out what I needed. And I know it looks like it's more than 1 cup, but it's actually 1 cup. I measured it out. But I also added the turmeric, so I put it in my Vitamix to mix that thoroughly, because powder sometimes doesn't mix well with cold liquid. So I put it in there for like 30 seconds and then poured it back out. So that's why it's a little frothy. So let me taste it. Well, let's see. I'm hoping. I tasted kefir the other day and I was like, that's pretty good. I like sour things. So, but with the turmeric, we'll see. Okay. Wow. That's good to me. Okay, I get just a hint of more of the like black pepper part, but to me, this kefir is really a like a yogurt. Like I always get the full fat Fage 5% yogurt. I never add sweeteners or anything to it. So to me, it's very similar to that. Maybe a touch more sour to it. Or maybe by the time I eat my yogurt, it's already more sour. I don't know. But I mean, it's enjoyable. Like I would drink this. Again, I'm probably just gonna do it on days that I break a longer fast. Not like a 16-hour, but like a one that's over 24 hours. We'll use this. So again, I'm really trying to, because I know I've had gut issues like forever, since I was a child, honestly. And so I'm just really focusing on creating that good gut biome and everything. So I really tried to introduce more fermented probiotic foods in what I'm eating daily. And so I'll keep doing this and let you know. And then in about 30 minutes, he should be here with my coffee from Dutch. So I know that'll have heavy cream. And then about 30 minutes after that, then I will be having my quote unquote lunch. Welcome back. So it's been about 30 minutes and he's brought me my Dutch. So this is a sugar-free trifecta. Yes, I know it's higher in carbs and it is a treat. Again, I'm trying to limit it to once a week. But I do have them make it with heavy cream instead of milk. And just make sure it's sugar-free. So that's, I guess, the second part of breaking my fast. And then wait another 30 minutes and then I'll have my lunch. So this is like right on cue. But yeah, I had the kefir. It's been 30 minutes. I didn't have any adverse reactions that Dr. Pels was like, watch if you feel bloated or nauseated, different things. It was fine. And it actually tasted better and better the more I drank it. So maybe that's just my body's way of saying, oh yeah, you need these probiotics and stuff. So, but I'm also going to be using, my coach recommends a company called One Up. And I'm going to be, actually, just a heads up, y'all, I'm going to be entering their contest for May. So you'll probably see a lot more of me posting with their products because there's a chance to win up to 10,000. And, I can use the money. So it's kind of like a transformation thing, and you have to use their products. So I do actually, I have one that's called Relax that's supposed to help like with adrenal cortisol function and stuff. And then I also have what she calls her reds and greens, which are supposed to help with gut health as well. So on days that I'm eating, I will be using that. So you will see, just a heads up, photos and probably videos of me using that, just so you know. So you're not like, oh my gosh, Ellie, what are you doing? Are you like their new spokesperson? I mean, maybe I would be. That'd be kind of cool. But that's just what's going on. So if you don't like it, I'll probably mostly be posting those on Facebook. So if you don't like it, just unfollow me for 30 days on Facebook. It's only like, I think, a 6-week challenge or something. So just a heads up, that's what I'm going to be doing. Starting in May. It's like May 1st to, I forget the date. But, you know, hey, if there's a chance to win money and a transformation, I'm like, well, I mean, why not try it? We'll just see how it goes, right? But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And then I think for lunch today, Heath went to Aldi and he got me kind of like a charcuterie board. So it's meats and cheeses, which seeing everybody like Shauna and Lisa, y'all posting all this yummy like hard salamis and pepperonis has been like, I love that stuff. Like, I really do. And I'm sure, you know, like Mindy Pels and other people would be like, oh, you shouldn't be eating cured meat. But, you know, I only live this life. And I freaking love cured meats. Like, oh my gosh. Hard salamis. Oh, my fave. Pancettas. There's my husband. Pancetta, or, not pancetta. Gosh, now I can't even remember the word. But, you know, all the different cured meats. I really enjoyed most of them. There's a couple that I'm like, oh, I don't think I want to eat that. But yeah, I do prosciutto. That's the other P word. Prosciutto. I do love prosciutto too, you know, and so I do enjoy all those meats. So that's what I'm going to have for my lunch day. Just something a little different. And I'll show you that once I have that all plated up. I'm going to have some olives, and I pickled some ginger, so I'm going to try that for the first time because I pickled it on Saturday, and this will be my first time eating it. And then I'll probably have a little kimchi as well. So again, just trying to get these like probiotics, prebiotics, whatever, from different sources, and really try to focus on my gut health and getting that healthy, because I do feel like I probably do have really bad gut health. And especially, I had ulcerative colitis. I mean, technically still do, but I haven't had a flare up in years now. But I used to be just like miserable 24/7. And so I had lots of colonoscopies on lots of different medications and everything else that goes along with that. So I'm sure that I just totally destroyed my gut health. I mean, it was probably already bad before that. And I do honestly believe a lot of it stemmed from when I was a vegan. And I think that really caused me a lot of gut issues. And so then when I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, you know, the doctors, they're just like, yeah, go high fiber. And I would tell them, well, every time I go high fiber, this is pre-keto, so every time I go high fiber, I have worse problems. Like, then I'm in the bathroom even more, my stomach hurts even more. And they were like, well, that's what you got to do. And I'm like, okay, why am I doing something that makes my issues worse? But then I would notice, like, if I ate like low fiber, it was more like meat heavy, I would feel better. And I was like, okay, you know, something's going on, which makes perfect sense. Once I went keto, like, I have been amazing. And so I do think like my body's just not into the high fiber stuff. And I do know that Dr. Pels, I've listened to some of hers where she's all like, oh yeah, eat sweet potatoes, you know, kind of keto cycle or whatever. And I mean, I think that's specific to a person. I think so far with my history and all of the gut issues I had, I don't know if I could ever do like high fiber again. And when I've done that, it just makes me sicker. So, I mean, I am trying to incorporate, you know, like tonight, I'm thinking of making some asparagus to go with it. So yeah, doing asparagus, and I'm going to try again, you know, now that I feel like I'm healing everything, I'll try again like Brussels sprouts, probably in a couple weeks, and just see how do I do with the Brussels sprouts now. Because I do like her thought process of, you know, if you do these longer fast, it really does help reset and fix everything. So that's what I'm going for, y'all. So I'll keep you updated. I'm yakking again. Sorry it's so long. Somebody suggested we should try to keep these, like our MS journey and my Warden report, under 20 minutes. I don't know how I do that, honestly. Like, what's the consensus? Do y'all like not like me ranting on forever? Should I just be short and sweet on these? Or I just want to hear everybody's feedback. Or do we make these too long where you're like, oh, this is boring? And would it be better if they were shorter? Tuesday lunch. So I'm getting this from Aldi, and I'm sure it's not the cleanest of ingredients, but it's going to be okay, y'all. And then what I do with my Dutch Bros, when it gets towards the bottom, I refill with my own coffee. That way I get every last drop. And then what I've got here on my plate, you're like, ooh, that's a lot. So I've got some of our homemade pickles. We have a recipe for that. I have the spicy kimchi, my pickled ginger, and then I've got some mayo, cream cheese, and then 2 different kinds of cheeses. So one, this is the, let's see, one was this is the habanero pepper jack, and the other is the chipotle pepper. So those are the 2 cheeses I'm having. I just took a slice and, you know, bent it into 4s. And I don't know how much of this meat I'm going to eat. I'll just eat until I start to feel full, and then I'll stop. And then just making sure I get some of this pickled stuff in. The ginger is good. It definitely has a nice kick to it, which I'm enjoying. Tuesday night dinner. Y'all, I've got 2 salmon patties. That's a video we were working on. Of course, plenty of hey-yo sauce. And then I have it on a bed of just iceberg lettuce. And on the side, I have asparagus with some tomatoes all roasted together with olive oil. And then I'm also going to have some of these garlic stuffed olives. And I've also got my topo here. That wraps up another Warden report. Look at that light shined on me. Kind of creepy. Thank you all so much for watching. Please give me your thoughts and feedback. What do you think? And if you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Leave me a comment. And this week's word is salmon. And, no, you know what? I changed my mind. This week's word is Ketochow.xyz. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all so very much for watching and coming back and watching every week. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next week. And please stay tuned to see all of our wonderful channel members. Thank you all again so much for your continued support. Bye.